Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is GLISA's virtual meeting of the semester. My name is Allison. I'm president, and this is Amanda, our web admin, and, and Alicia, our secretary. Our vice president. She's out. She's out of town for right now. She'll be back next week. But in the meantime, you get to know the three of us. Like our first comment is doing in a mic. No, Matthew, we're good as is. If you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to drop them by on the comments. We can see them and we'll answer them as best as we can accordingly. But before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and start our presentation. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Here you go. Okay. All right. Can you guys see this? All right. Oops, sorry. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay. All right. Does everyone see this?
You can see it. Can you make it full screen or no? Will that mess it up?
Well, let me go ahead and do that, and then I might have to escape though, just to keep track of the comments. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll just come out every 2 slides. So better?
Yes.
Awesome. So so this won't be too long. We just want to give everyone a get to know. So first things first, for some of y'all, you might be new. So what does it take to be a member of GLISA? It's really just 2 requirements. You need to be, first things first, enrolled at TWU in the School of Library and Information Science. You have to be in our program. And the second requirement is that you have to be an ALA member. And the good thing about being a graduate student, though, is that ALA does have joint membership deals. Like you pay, I think, pretty close to like half than the usual rate, I believe. And really, after you meet those 2 requirements, you just go on ahead and apply for membership on our website. I put the URL here, sites.google.com/view/TW GLISA, and you'll find it on our homepage. I know the URL is a bit long, but it's easy. And sorry, I kind of zoomed it up there, but yeah. So this is our URL. In the meantime, let's get to know all the officers. The first person we have up is Alicia, and before Alicia starts, Alicia, for our icebreaker, do you want to give us an unpopular book opinion?
I feel put on the spot right now.
Or what you're reading currently that applies to.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
What happened?
I keep accidentally zooming back here.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep zooming back in here, but yeah, if you want, you could also put like, what are you currently reading or planning on reading?
I'm currently reading Octavia Butler, Mind of My Mind is the name of it. I thought it was a standalone book, but apparently it's part of a series, so I have to read the entire series now. But it's a science fiction book, and I'm just getting into it and trying to decide how I feel about it. But I don't think I can make up my mind until I completely read the series. So
yeah, I've read Octavia Butler before. She's really good. Like a standalone book that is really good is Kindred. It's very, very brutal. Okay. I gotta warn you. It's but another one is she has some short story collections that are really good too. If you're starting to read, she's awesome. Like, she's really underrated as a writer, I think. Yeah, but let me.
No, I heard she's really good, so I'm like, I have to read this. So.
Yeah. So you want to tell us about yourself?
Are we going to have the slides back up?
Yep, I have it right up.
Okay. My name is Alicia Dill. It's actually supposed to be Alicia Dill Unzel because I got married in February, but I have not been able to change my name because of the pandemic. But I am in my third semester in the MLS program, and I'm interested in becoming an academic librarian, either as a subject reference librarian or in collections management and cataloging. I haven't decided yet. And I have previous degrees in criminal justice, but I decided that I would prefer to teach in a library setting as opposed in a classroom setting because of a previous experience teaching at a community college. And I won't go into detail about that. And hobbies, I like, of course, reading, listening to my husband sing, traveling and hiking and camping, and spending time with my niece and nephew, and making jewelry and crafts. And I'll read just about anything, but favorites or anything by Daphne Dumaro, the Nancy Drew series, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton is a favorite, and fantasy and sci-fi novels, nonfiction, historical fiction, that kind of thing. So.
Awesome. So next we have Amanda Crook. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'll do the icebreaker. My unpopular book opinion is that currently I'm listening to Where the Crawdads Sing, and I'm just not a fan of it. And then Allison sent me a link about the author, and now I'm even more not a fan of it. So if you did like that book and you haven't heard about the author and her shady past in Africa, you should definitely look into it because it was really interesting.
Yeah, you can find it on Slate. I did a whole article about it. It's a circus.
Yes, and so I live in Dallas right now, and I have my Bachelor of Arts in English Literature, and I did teach for a little bit, but I didn't really like it, and so then I thought I've always thought about being a librarian, and then I was like, well, I guess I should. So that's why I'm here. And I do want to do academic librarianship, but I'm not sure yet what focus. And currently I work at a community college in Dallas as a program coordinator in the continuing education department, just over the community and IT classes. And it's okay, but I think, librarian would be more fun, rewarding, fulfilling, more up my alley. And some of my hobbies are cuddling my cats, Lord Stark and Ghost, crafts, wine and spicy cocktails. My husband makes really good cocktails, so he's always making something new for me. Traveling, watching TV shows, and of course reading. And my favorite books are Harry Potter series, The Night Circus, and The Count of Monte Cristo. And I'm currently reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I'm actually listening to it on tape, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll just say that. I haven't decided if I like it or not yet. Definitely different because it's not your usual kind of like cheesy vampire book.
Oh, is it like a paranormal romance kind of book, or? It's
not a romance at all.
Oh,
and
okay.
The vampire is not in any way like someone that you do not like. You do not begin to feel sorry for him or like him. And his fangs are the most disgusting description. They're like described as like cockroach legs.
Oh God.
It's so gross. But anyways, it's an interesting. It's interesting. It takes place over the course of several years in this small southern town, and
that's going to get me nightmares for the next few nights. But points for originality. So,
yeah, it was definitely original.
Yeah. So So I'm next. So my name is Allison. Right, I'm interested in actually working as both a reference and cataloging librarian in a public library. That's what I'm interested in. Now, I don't mind, if I am. Now, those are usually small libraries, from what I understand, that do that, where you have a combo of reference cataloging. But I won't say no if there's something that's solely for cataloging or solely for reference. I really do enjoy that, and I just want to keep my options open. And cataloging and reference have both become two passions of mine going to school. So I have an English degree. I was originally going to be a high school teacher, and while I was student teaching, though, I was working at a library, and then I was like, you know what? I like the library world better, and so I chose to attend TWU and decided not to pursue my certification. So my hobbies, I like to read, of course. I like to write and draw novels and comic books. Like I wanted to be an animator when I was a kid, and I used to do storyboarding a lot as a kid, and that just turned into making comics. I love to paint and illustrate, and I can't believe I said comic books twice, but that just shows you how much I love that. I like to cook too. Like Great British Bake Off is like one of my favorite shows of all time, and I like experimenting with makeup. So my favorite authors are Angela Carter, Clive Barker, Alicia Lai, Courtney Milan, Sarah Rose Smith is a recent one, really cool, and Caitlin R. Tiernan. I like to read a lot of horror, fantasy, romance, or any combination. Now, for my unpopular book opinion, I was just telling the girls earlier today, I'm realizing that I do not like most first-person narratives. I really it just drives me wild, and I read romance novels too, but I really hate reading the ones where it's one person's point of view and then the next chapter is the point of view, which is weird because I'm okay with that in other genres, but for some reason in romance it just annoys me. But then again, it's usually because the love interest annoys me sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But yeah, I think I prefer. Yeah, first person can be very awkward unless the writer is very talented, in my opinion. But I'm not saying that all of them are like that. I think White Oleander was a pretty good book that did first person narrative pretty well. White Oleander by Janet Fitch. It's a really good book and very beautifully written. So moving on from that. So we've listed out our fall 2020 events. Now, today is the virtual club meeting, and our deadline for treasurer is happening pretty soon, September 30th. Around October, probably late October, early November, we're going to do a fundraiser, which we'll get to a little more later on, and we're likely going to do a webinar either late November or early December. We're still discussing what topic we like to do. Right now, we're thinking of doing either an international librarian or teen services librarianship, or get in contact with someone that specializes in copyright. We're going through these, and we're going to see what's likely going to happen for the webinar. And the final exams are December 5th, 5 through 9. And I'm sorry for reminding everyone of that, but that's it. We won't have any activities for that week, we promise you. So, fundraising. So Alicia Neal was the one that kind of found a lot of really great ideas. We're actually thinking of doing an activity where our members can get to decide what they want to do for fundraising. Some ideas are a craft and wine night, or making a recipe book. People submit a recipes because it's fall, and what's the point of fall if we can't eat? Or a watch party, etc. We'll get more details about that soon. Probably when October, the start of October, hopefully. And really, that's kind of our wrap up for today. But I think you have you caught someone else to have nightmare fuel. That is the most original idea I've ever heard of a vampire. I will give you that. Very original idea. But
yeah, it was disgusting. Like it's described like the guy, like it's like these like tentacle leg cockroach looking things crawl out of his mouth and then they like go back down his throat. That's like how it's described in the book.
Oh my god, this is like a Wes Craven movie or something, like a horror movie.
It's so gross.
Oh,
And there's also, in general, I don't like cockroaches at all.
No.
At all. And there's another scene where a lady is hiding and like she's hiding in the attic and this cockroach crawls in her ear. And the scene is 1,000 times more descriptive than it needs to be, and it goes on and on.
I'm gonna put my tea away now. But yeah, cockroaches are like one of my big time fears. Like I was a lot more scared of them as a kid, but like I think one of my scariest experiences as a kid was one cockroach like crawled across my leg, and I looked. I was like, I could not walk in the living room for days. I would be like watching my feet as I go. Like I was like, and I love horror novels and movies too. I just like them cockroach free.
Same. I just no cockroaches. Like anything else, I'm fine with, but cockroaches.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is a cockroach unfriendly zone. Unfriendly. This is anti-cockroaches right here. I think that's gross. Yeah, that grosses me out, and I love horror stuff, but if it's also has to do with has someone like, like getting scalped or something, I'm like, no. I have this weird fear of something happening to your head. You're like, no. I couldn't watch the Saw movies because of that. I was like, no. But yeah, so if anyone has any comments or questions, feel free to share them over here. I think we all have our big no-nos when it comes to fiction in general. Cockroaches is one of them for me. But yeah, if anyone, oh my god, that is. So it was 3 a.m. one time. I have all these traumatic stories about roaches. So
I'm from a very rural country area, and roaches just really have no effect on me, except I just do not want them in the house taking over the kitchen or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm used to roaches, like those big wood roaches and stuff. I'm used to that kind of thing. I lived in a house where we had frogs, scorpions, snakes, all kinds of spiders, everything. They just cropped up. Lizards, find them randomly in the house. That's just from living in the country. It's typical.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm a wuss. I'm just like, actually, the only pests that I would tolerate are mice, because I think mice or little like rodents are adorable, which drives everyone else insane. We had a possum accidentally snuck into my workplace, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cute. Well,
possums are so cute.
They are adorable. And if you ever look up the Australian possums, you ever hear that that joke, like everything in Australia is scarier? Apparently, Australian possums are even cuter than American possums.
What?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look it up like right now.
Yeah, there was this cute little meme where apparently a possum snuck into an Australian bakery and ate all the scones and had his little belly all rounded out.
Oh my gosh.
It was adorable. I'm still not going to Australia because they have giant spiders, but it's a trade-off. Yeah, when I was 8, no, I was 12. It was 3 a.m. and I was trying to be very quiet because my parents were asleep, and there was a roach on the couch, and I tried to spray it, and then it flew. It flew at me, and I screamed and ended up waking up my parents anyway, and annoying them. But
Ew.
I don't trust flying roaches. I feel like that was an evolutionary prank. That was an evolutionary prank. Like, oh, let's mess with their psychology more. But but yeah, like, yeah. If anyone has any questions or comments, I think we're gonna wrap up. But we did want to give a little like, hey, these are the faces behind GLISA. You know, we're not computers, even though you mostly see our graphics. But yeah, and if any of y'all have any suggestions or like comments, like, you know, you could always, you know, email us, message us on Facebook, like I mean, I think you can like message me on Facebook if you see my profile as one of the admins. Like, I'm all for I'm all for like talking to people, mostly because I know that with this online program, like microphone cups and a wire, you're like, I'm here too. But yeah, so we just want to give you a little introduction, and we hope that you guys join us for the rest of the fall semester. I know it's been very hard, especially with this pandemic, because here you go. Oh yeah, it's going to be happening around, we're still setting up, it's going to be happening around late October, like maybe around Halloween time. But not on Halloween, because we don't want to disturb anyone's Halloween time, because Halloween is the most important holiday of the year. I mean, it's Halloween. Let us have some joy this year. But yeah, it's going to be late October, early November. It's going to be the time range for that one. All right. Thank you for asking, Anita. All right. Let's see. Is there anyone else that has any questions? Let's see. I'm going to give another minute. Let's see. And see.
Do you have any questions about the treasure application?
Hint, hint. We still have our election up for that. If you're still interested, be sure to apply. It's actually, yeah, you should find a link to the application, which is in Google form, on Facebook, or on our website. And I know that, I guess when people hear treasurer, they think, oh, you have to be an accounting wizard. No, it's a pretty to the point kind of position, and if you're so curious about it, like you don't have to only do financial stuff. We do a lot of different other parts. Our positions, we don't like say like, oh, you're only supposed to do A and B and C. You can't do D. It's more like you have some main responsibilities, but you can what's the phrase? You can check out other stuff too. It's amazing. I read a lot, but I know nothing about the proper phrases. But yeah, so I think we're going to wrap it up around 25 minutes. All right. If anyone has any questions or comments, say them now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Okay. I think we scared people away with talking about cockroaches. So, but yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining in. We're gonna go ahead and end this broadcast. The good thing about this, it's gonna be recorded on YouTube, so you should definitely be able to definitely check it out from there on a later time. All right. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.